At my sister's graduation, my parents surprised her with a brand new BMW and a $5,000 check. When I got promoted, Mom said, "You don't need anything. You're single and child-free." Dad added, "Be proud of her, not jealous." I smiled. That night, I logged in, canceled every transfer, and ended their insurance plans. By dawn, their phones wouldn't stop buzzing. And that was before they realized what else I'd reclaimed. "Say it, Alex, say you're jealous!" Brooke's voice cut through the laughter like a knife through glass. Her graduation cap still hung off the chair, a gold tassel swinging with each word. The silver BMW key sparkled in her hand, her surprise gift. Mom smiled behind her phone, recording everything. Dad clapped, half drunk, proud of his little girl. The dining room smelled like roast chicken and expensive wine. I didn't move. I just stared at my plate, tracing a finger around the rim of the glass. Mom sighed loudly. "You could at least pretend to be happy for her. She worked so hard for this." I looked up slowly. "She failed twice, Mom. You paid for both retakes." Dad slammed his palm on the table. "Watch your mouth, boy." Brooke laughed, short, sharp. "You're pathetic, Alex. Always so bitter. Maybe that's why no one celebrates you." Her words hit harder than they should have. Then Mom muttered something she didn't mean to say out loud. "Maybe he's just angry because he knows we used his savings to make this happen." The room froze. My breath left me. Even Dad looked at her, stunned. And in that single, fragile second, everything clicked. This wasn't a fight, it was an ambush. My name's Alex Monroe, 26, the quiet one, the one who never argues, the one who fixes things. I've spent my life learning how to disappear gracefully, how to hold my breath when people talk over me, how to smile when I'm being used. Brooke, she's 24, loud, spoiled, always the center of the story. Dad's a failed store owner who hides his regret in a bottle. Mom's soft on the outside but sharp underneath, the kind of person who calls control love. When I got promoted last month, Mom said, "You don't need a gift, honey. You're single. Be proud of your sister instead." Dad added, "She's got real responsibilities. You don't." I said nothing because silence was the only language this family respected. But sitting at that table tonight with their laughter ringing in my ears, I felt something I hadn't felt before, the edge of my own patience. The next day, Mom texted, "Be proud of her, not jealous." Dad added, "We'll manage your savings for a while. You're too emotional." By noon, I checked my accounts. Gone. Again. They'd drained my emergency fund, labeled it family support. I sat at my desk at work, fingers hovering over the keyboard, breathing slow. They thought I'd stay quiet, that I'd swallow it again. But silence can turn into something sharp if you hold it long enough. And mine had edges now. That night, they threw another celebration. Balloons, loud music, fake smiles. "Come look at the BMW, Alex," Brooke said, waving the keys. "It's basically ours." Mom nodded proudly. "Yes, your name helped with the credit." My pulse slowed. "My name?" Dad waved his hand dismissively. "Relax. You'll pay it off faster anyway. You've got the better job." Something inside me went still, completely still. I looked at them and said softly, "You know what's funny? I could destroy everything you've built tonight, and I wouldn't even have to raise my voice." Mom's smile faded. Dad frowned. "Don't threaten us, Alex." "I'm not," I said. "I'm just done pretending this is love." The room went quiet. I remembered being 17, counting crumpled dollar bills in an envelope, my college savings from late-night gas station shifts. One morning, the envelope was gone. Mom said, "We needed to fix the roof. You'll thank us later." The roof still leaked that winter. When I got my first apartment, she'd open my fridge, shake her head. "You don't need money just sitting there. Families help each other." Back then, I thought help meant love. Now I knew. It meant taking until there's nothing left. That silence I'd carried all my life. It was no longer fear. It was fuel. At midnight, Mom called. Her voice trembled. "Alex, did you cancel the insurance?" "Which one?" I asked. The house, the cars, your father's policy. All the joint ones, yeah, I said, leaning back. Took my name off everything. Permanently. Alex, you can't just do that. I just did. Dad's voice cut in, drunk and furious. You think you're smarter than us? You owe this family. I almost laughed. No, you owe me. You just forgot the bill was coming due. Then I hung up. The next morning, the world shifted. Brooke's BMW was repossessed before breakfast. The bank called about overdue balances. Dad's health insurance expired. Mom's family savings was empty. My phone exploded with calls, dozens, then hundreds. I didn't pick up. That evening, I drove to the house. Same cracked driveway, same porch light flickering like an old heartbeat. Mom stood outside crying. Dad clutched papers, shaking. Brooke hovered by the steps, barefoot, eyes red. You've ruined us, Dad yelled. You took everything. No, I said quietly. I just took back what was mine. Mom stepped closer. We didn't mean to hurt you. We just thought you could handle more. That's the problem, I said. You only loved me because I could handle it, because I didn't complain, because I kept fixing what you kept breaking. Brooke's voice cracked. I didn't know, Alex. I swear I didn't. I believe you, I said. But you never asked. No one spoke. The night air smelled like wet soil, distant rain. Somewhere down the block, a dog barked. A small, ordinary sound that somehow made the silence heavier. Finally, I said, I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I'm giving you the truth. And for once, they had nothing left to say. Mom followed me halfway down the driveway. Please don't leave like this, she whispered. I stopped, turned halfway. You didn't notice when I was gone before, I said softly. Her lips trembled. Where will you go? Anywhere, I said, as long as it's quiet. Brooke took a step forward. You'll come back, right? I smiled, a tired, small smile. Maybe someday, when the house isn't built on lies. Then I got in my car. No slamming doors, no shouting. Just the sound of the engine starting, low, steady, peaceful. As I drove away, their silhouettes shrank in the rearview mirror. The house, that place that once felt like home, became just another outline against the dark. And for the first time in my life, the silence didn't hurt. It healed. Weeks passed. I moved to a small town 2 hours north, bought a tiny place near the woods. Quiet, no neighbors close enough to ask questions. Got a used truck, started jogging at dawn, learning to breathe without apology. Sometimes Mom texts, I'm sorry. We didn't know what we were doing. Come visit, please. I read them. Then I put the phone face down. Not out of anger, just peace. They'll never see me the same again, and I don't need them to. One morning, I watched sunlight break through the trees, soft gold washing over everything. For the first time in years, my chest didn't feel heavy. I whispered, I'm finally done carrying their weight. If you were in my place, would you forgive them, or would you walk away too? Sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's survival. Sometimes peace costs everything you thought was love. Tell me in the comments, what would you have done? Your voice matters here. Like if you felt Alex's pain and his quiet strength. Subscribe for more stories about family, healing, and finding yourself again. Because in the end, family isn't who shares your blood. It's who doesn't make you bleed for their comfort. They took everything I had, until I learned the power of taking myself back.